I'm just gonna give it to you straight. This video is gonna be super fucking boring, okay? iOS 15 came out over 2 weeks ago, and it has literally been on my to-do list every day for 14 days to make this video. And I haven't got around to it. I keep procrastinating, I keep putting it off. Because honestly, the thought of email deliverability in iOS 15 just shits me to tears and makes me want to fall asleep. Even the shirt I'm wearing is fucking boring, okay? I would just click away, to be honest. I wouldn't even waste 15 minutes of your life watching this video. There's plenty of Nyan Cat memes out there that are way more entertaining than this. So I just wouldn't bother, right?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Unless you don't want to be hitting spam 2 to 3 months from now and having your entire business fall to shit and wondering why. Also, as well as protecting your own ass, if you apply what I teach in this video, you will become what I refer to as an unofficial iOS 15 certified copywriter, which is very cool because it means that you can essentially brand yourself as being someone who's able to solve a problem that a lot of business owners are going to be facing 2 to 3 months from now, which is hitting promotions, hitting spam. They're going to have no idea why. You, my friend, will come along with the solution. You'll be able to help them out. You'll distinguish yourself from the sea of copywriters out there and probably be able to charge more as well for what I'm about to talk about here today. So let's get into it. First, quick shout out to my boy Joel Marion, the undisputed king of email marketing. I've learned an absolute shitload about email marketing from Joel. Pretty much everything I know about email deliverability, I've learned from Joel Marion. Also, my boy Troy Erickson and a bunch of my friends in the digital marketing space who I've been chatting to kind of see what they're doing about this. And I present to you all of that infinite wisdom right here in this video. So I'm gonna go get changed into something more comfortable. While I'm doing that, I assure that you know where the like button is. I'll give you a minute to handle that and I'll be right back. And we're back. Had to find some way of keeping your attention, okay? Because this video is about to get super technical and pretty fucking boring, to be honest.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Let's do this. So, what is the iOS 15 update? In case you're unfamiliar, what Apple has essentially done is given people an option to hide their actual email address and essentially replace it with a phony, an imposter, a fake alias email that you send your emails to when they subscribe to your list, and then that kind of forwards in a way to their actual email, right, in iCloud. So this is obviously going to lead to higher bounce rates, okay, reduced LTV, reduced revenue. And if you are running ads, okay, and if you're using an email list as a custom audience and then also creating lookalike audiences from that custom audience, that's going to be affected if, 5-10% of your custom audience is now junk emails that don't actually exist on Facebook, then, that could throw off your Facebook targeting as well a little bit. So that's one thing. Second thing that honestly affects us as copywriters more, and that is going to be Apple has now basically disabled the tracking of open rates. So how this usually works is when you send an email from an ESP, from ActiveCampaign or whatever, they usually embed a really, really tiny picture inside the email. It's like 1 pixel by 1 pixel or some shit. And essentially when that email is opened, the pixel fires, the image is opened, and then that data is essentially relayed back to your ESP and it knows, oh, this person's actually opened the email. What Apple is now doing is they are essentially opening all the emails and firing all those pixels and all the images when you open the app itself, okay? So if you open the app or you reload or whatever, it just opens literally every email that's there in front of you, meaning your open rates, your reported open rates inside your ESP are essentially going to be artificially inflated and they're going to appear to be higher than they actually are. So over the coming weeks, the coming months, you might think you're a goddamn Hugh Hefner of email copywriting. You're the king, you've got it figured out, okay? Because you're like, man, I'm crushing, my open rates are higher than Snoop, right? Not the case. It's just that Apple and iCloud is over-reporting and inflating those open rates. And this is actually a really bad thing potentially because it could severely impact and hurt your deliverability score, your domain reputation, your sender reputation, because if you are emailing people that you think are engaged, you think are opening, but they actually haven't opened a damn email from you in like 3 months, Apple's going to be like, dude, what are you doing? This person clearly doesn't want to hear from you. They clearly don't give a fuck about what you have to say, yet you keep emailing them, okay? This girl has not responded to 90 of your texts in a row. Why do you keep hitting her up? If someone has not opened an email from you in 90 days, what do you think the chances are on day 91 they're gonna wake up and magically remember that you exist, tear open your email like a kid opening presents on Christmas morning? Not super likely. So essentially, these email clients have these things built in called spam traps, and if you hit them by essentially emailing people who don't open your emails, then it's going to start with iCloud mail, okay, which you might not care about, but let's say 5-10% of your users are using that, and half of them maybe not opening your emails, you're still emailing them. Then Apple's going to go, hey man, this ain't cool, right? Stop emailing these people, and your deliverability, your domain reputation, your IP reputation are going to hurt. They're going to suffer, which means when you start emailing people who use Gmail or Yahoo or AOL or whatever the hell, your deliverability will be lower. And instead of getting that prime real estate, okay, that primary inbox real estate that you deserve, Gmail is going to pawn you off, okay? It's going to pawn you off to the promotions tab where you don't want to be, okay? Or God forbid, spam. We don't even want to talk about that.
No! God, please, no! No!
Because ain't nobody checking spam. Or promotions, let's be honest. So, what the hell can we do to fix this? Very good question. I'm so glad you asked. Right, I have for you right here in this video is 5 different ways that you can actually beat the Apple iOS 15 update, come out ahead, make sure that you keep hitting primary for yourself and for your clients, and continuing to kick ass as an email copywriter. So, number 1. If we're hitting spam, we're hitting promotions, step number 1 is frankly going to be get the hell out of there, okay? If we're starting from a low point, we're just going to go from bad to worse. So we'd ideally like to start as high as possible, right? And before we can get out of spam and promotions, we need to know if we're even hitting spam and promotions. So how do we check? Very simple. I mean, the easiest way is frankly, email yourself. Okay, you probably, as a copywriter, have more than one Gmail account, don't you?
Yeah, boy.
You got your normal email account, and then you got your swipe email account, all right? Or your study email account, or whatever the hell you call it. But basically, the account that you should have, if you don't, where you essentially sign up for freaking everyone's email lists that you want to study, and you use it, you go through it, you study the emails from the people who are the best in your niche. It's a great way to learn email copywriting, right? And you can learn email copywriting for free. Actually, my student, Ray Pang, that's exactly how he learned email copywriting. He never took a single copywriting course in his life. Went from $0 to $10,000 a month in 1 month, 30 days as an email copywriter. Fast forward 2 years since that day, he was made redundant from his job. The dude is now running a $2 million a year agency, scaling up to $5 million a year. Learn copywriting for free doing that, okay? So if you're not doing it, you should be. It's a super simple test. Just email yourself to your other Gmail accounts. Make sure conversation view is turned off so Gmail doesn't do that thing where it kind of stacks the emails, okay? You want the emails to come in separately as new emails. That's thing number 1, pretty easy to do that. If you're not hitting primary, then you can take a look at some of the options that I'm about to suggest. Second way you can accomplish this is a super simple and free tool. It's called Mail Genius. Just go to mailgenius.com. They will essentially give you a free test email to use. All you do is you email that test email from your ESP, and they will essentially tell you if you're hitting spam, primary, promotions, whatever, and they'll actually give you like a full breakdown of a ton of different metrics that you probably don't know what 90% of them mean, and you probably don't need to be frank. The ones that really matter are your SPF and your DKIM. Those should be green. DMARC as well is pretty important, but not as big of a deal if it's not green. The other 2 are more important, right? Also, just make sure you're not hitting any major blacklists and you should be good to go. Okay, the rest of them, largely irrelevant. Also, remember, okay, take their opinion with a grain of salt because at the end of the day, this website is a free lead gen tool and essentially a lead magnet, a funnel, if you will, to essentially get you to book calls and close you, okay? They're effectively a doctor and a pharmacist at the same time. Okay, they're the doctor and saying, hey dude, you got a problem. You should get that fixed. You should take this drug. Oh, by the way, I also happen to sell this drug. Conflict of interest a little bit? Maybe, okay? So if they give you a low score, just take that with a grain of salt, knowing that they're obviously going to make your problem appear a lot worse than it is, so they can get you on the phone and probably sell you some super high ticket like email deliverability fix package for like 5 or 10 grand. I don't know, right? I should have a call book with them tomorrow morning, so I'll let you know how that goes, right? In the comments, we'll see what happens. Cool. So let's say you use these tools and you are hitting spam or promotions. Not the end of the world. 5 things that you should do in order to fix this, okay? In order of most important to least important. Number 1, if you're hitting spam consistently, no matter what you do, like even if you send out an email that says, I love you, Sean, that's the whole email. and you're still hitting spam, chances are your domain is just fucked, to be frank, right? It means your domain reputation, your IP reputation, your sender reputation is so low, so far down in the trash that even Coriander had sympathy for it, okay? Frankly, the easiest thing to do is just bite the bullet and just get a new domain, okay? Go to GoDaddy, buy a domain, change it, move on with your life. Second thing I would recommend you change after that is going to be the from name, okay? A lot of people don't actually know you can change this. You can change it to be whatever the hell you want, okay? So rather than sending emails from Sean Ferres, I can send emails from Sean, from Mr. Ferres. Captain Ferres, SF, Scooby-Doo, NASA. You can set it to be whatever the hell you want. And that actually plays a pretty big role in how many people actually open your emails, depending on if they recognize the sender name. Number 3 is going to be the subject line. Pretty self-explanatory. Number 4 is not actually the email body copy, it's the hyperlinked text. So if you are, having links in your email, which most emails probably do, then just make sure that the actual text of the link itself is the same as the subject line. That is going to help with congruency, and it will increase click-through rates and overall trust in the links in the email that you're sending. Also, while we're at it, a couple tips to increase your click-through rates in general is to just put your links like higher in the email. Okay, if you have it like the first line or the second line, or you can do what I do a lot in my weekly value bomb emails is I just have 2 links. Okay, I have one at the very top and then one at the bottom in context of the paragraph that I'm talking about, and twice as many links, twice as many opportunities to click, your click-through rates will increase. Another really great way, I discovered this from Vince Del Monte actually, and I think it's been used by quite a lot of other pretty savvy email copywriters, as I found out over the years. But I distinctly remember I got an email one time and it was about sleep. So it was literally just like a super short email, and it was just like, hey, do you reckon you can guess which of these 4 sleeping times give you the best overall highest quality sleep? And it was like 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., whatever the hell, right? It basically gave me 4 options, and then I was actually like really intrigued because, right, humans are curious, right? We want to know. We want to know if we're right. Did I get the right answer? All right, am I a millionaire yet? So I clicked one, and as I was expecting, I tried it, I tested it, I clicked all the links. They all take you to the same page, right? Which is it's for a sleep supplement, but talk about a genius way to get clicks. I thought it was just sort of me who that really worked on, but the more copywriters I talk to, the more I kind of realized it's a legit trick in the industry, and it's used by so many like really top tier email marketers to really increase click-through rates as high as like freaking 50%. Obviously 50% open to clicks, not 50% of your entire list. That'd be crazy, but that works as well. Definitely do it. Check it out. Try it out. Thank me later. And finally, we have number 5, and that is going to be your actual email body copy. Okay. This is something that literally 99% of email copywriters spend all of their time focusing on. And it's actually not even the most important thing when it comes to deliverability at all. It's like literally number 5 out of 5 on the list. Other things are more important, but definitely obviously at the end of the day, that's going to be pretty important too. Persuading people to click the link, take the action you want them to take, or reply, or whatever it may be. And also, of course, avoiding any kind of like spam trigger words. So any emails mentioning, little phrases like buy now, on sale, sale ends Friday, promotion, 10% off discount. Any kind of phrases like that is obviously going to flag Gmails and other email client algorithms to be like, this, smell that? That smells like a promotion. And guess where you're going to end up? Promotion stat, right? But if your deliverability score is actually really, really high, you can actually say whatever the fuck you want in emails. You can literally say 10% off, buy today, sale only, Bitcoin, fucking this girl from Russia wants to fuck you tonight. Whatever the hell, all caps lock, all red, and you will still hit primary if your deliverability is high enough. Okay, so that's why it's important we get this shit right. So really getting out of spam and promotions, it's a pretty simple process of elimination. You're going to change one of these variables at a time, resend the test email, see if you're out. If you're not out, go down to the next thing on the list and methodically work your way through it until you find yourself out of spam and promotions. Then we can continue on to number 2 on this list, and that is going to be to edit your unsubscribe automation, as I call it. So what this is, essentially, you should have this set up if you don't already. Some sort of automation in your backend analytics, ActiveCampaign or whatever it is. I have an automation set up that automatically unsubscribes everyone that has not opened a single email from me in 90 days, okay? If they haven't opened an email in 30 days, they get an email from me. It's essentially like my welcome email again, just a more enticing subject line. If they haven't opened an email in 60 days, then I send them kind of like a funny email with a selfie in it, kind of assuming that they're dead, and giving them 3 options. Please don't not open my emails for 60 days to find out what the email is. Okay, if you're really that curious, just email me and I'll send it to you. Okay, No need to not open my emails to figure it out. And then an email I sent on day 90 just says literally, you're unsubscribed. And that one catches so many people. And I figured that out because I got an email like that one time. And I've never clicked on an email faster in my life because I'm just like, hey, fear of loss. Fuck you. If anyone's going to unsubscribe, it's going to be me. You're not going to unsubscribe me. How dare you? Even though I haven't opened an email from you in like 6 months. Okay? Fear of loss works every time. But obviously, with the new iOS 15 update, given we can't actually track accurately who's opened your emails, if a fair significant portion of your users, maybe more than 5% of people, are actually using iOS 15, iCloud email, then probably a good idea to change that automation to use a different trigger. So instead of opens, you can track things like replies, forwards, clicks, those kind of engagement metrics, any other engagement metrics besides open, and just extend the time frame a little bit. So instead of hasn't opened in 90 days, just change it, bump it up by like 30 to 50%. So instead of hasn't opened in 3 months, just change it to hasn't clicked, replied, or forwarded in 4 to 5 months, and just extend the time out a little bit. You can also try using a tool like Never Bounce. It's a software where essentially you upload your entire email list to it, and it will fucking somehow, by the dark magic of black voodoo wizardry, work out whose emails are inactive and haven't opened anyone's emails in ages, and it'll just boot them off your email list so you don't have to worry about them ever again. Okay, so these can be people, for instance, who have maybe used one of these fake alias addresses from Apple, and you can actually refresh it and you can change that alias address at any time, and the old one just becomes instantly dud, right? Useless, which is obviously gonna hurt your open rates, and it's gonna cause those emails to bounce. Okay, now most ESPs, of course, are gonna have automatic like bounce removal sort of technology, where essentially, if your email to someone continuously keeps bouncing, it should automatically remove it. Sometimes it doesn't, okay, and it misses it. So it never hurts to double check and use a tool like Never Bounce to make sure that you're not sending emails to people whose emails don't exist or who aren't opening anyone's emails because they're dead. I don't mean they're dead. For clarity, I mean like the email's dead. Or maybe they died too, okay? Both would be like an equal tragedy as far as you're concerned. One of them are more of a tragedy for them. I'm digging myself a hole here, we're just gonna move on. Bottom line, okay, just use other metrics to track your engagement rather than opens. Use clicks, forwards, and replies. Speaking of replies, that brings us to number 3, which is gonna be one of my absolute favorites, and that is to send a spear email. What is a spear email? Very simple. It stands for short, personal email expecting a reply. Don't have enough fingers. All this is a literal like 1-sentence email that just asks a question, expecting a reply. So if you sign up for my email list, which you should be on if you're not, what the fuck you're doing, link in the description, the second ever email you'll get from me will say, welcome aboard, what kind of clients are you looking for? Sean. That's it. That's the whole email, okay? There's a 300-word copy, okay? That's it. That's the whole point of the email is just to get replies for a few reasons, okay? 1, Gmail loves it. Okay, Gmail loves it. She loves you. She loves you when you get her engagement and replies, because it shows the algorithm of these ESPs that your subscribers are active, engaged, they want to hear from you, they're writing you back. It's a two-way conversation happening. It's like the opposite of spam. And so they go, poof, amazing. And they reward you with algorithm brownie points, okay? Which means you're more likely to hit primary. For that particular person, there's a good chance that your emails will just continue to land in their primary forever. Second big benefit of this is obviously if you are selling any sort of high ticket product or service, this obviously enables the conversation to begin, and you can start auditioning them, making sure they're a good fit. If they're a good fit, book a call or send them to a link or send them a video with the details and close them on email or whatever it is. Chat closes, you guys know what's up, but obviously the more conversations you start, the more sales you make, right? And the third reason why it's amazing is because it can also be really good for like data gathering purposes and really knowing your target audience better. So for instance, if your email is something like, hey, name, just curious, what is your number one question right now about landing new high-paying clients as a freelancer? Reply back and I'll answer as many as I can, something like that, right? Sean, that's the whole thing. And so a lot of people are going to reply back with their questions. And if you notice trends coming up over and over and over again, like everyone wants to know where to find clients or how to reach out to them or how to close them or how to structure their offer or how to set their prices, whatever it is, obviously, the things that people are requesting over and over again are the things that they want to hear about. And obviously you can cater your content, your YouTube videos, your emails, your Instagram posts, etc., to be about things that people actually give a shit about. And guess what that does for your open rates? Surprise, surprise. You send them emails about things they care about, more people are going to open the emails, the virtuous cycle continues, and you stay in primary right where you belong. Number 4, pretty simple, but pretty effective, to be honest. Straight up, ask them to use a real email. Sounds super obvious, and it is. And frankly, all you gotta do is on your opt-in page, literally just include a sentence like, make sure to use a real email so that you can receive your free download of the cheat sheet. That's it. A lot of people, when they're subscribing for some kind of lead magnet, they'll throw in any old junk email that they have because they assume the download is going to be like on the thank you page. But if you make it clear that, hey man, nah, that ain't how it works around here. Okay, you got to actually open the email I send you to get the free thing. Then they're like, oh shit, I actually have to use a real email, and they'll actually use probably their primary main email that they use day to day. Okay, because they want the goods. Okay, they want to get the cheese from you. So just frankly asking them will get more people to just use their real email. And obviously, if your download is in the email you send them and not on some thank you page, then that is obviously going to increase your welcome email open rates to 80+%, which is obviously just a good thing for your deliverability overall. The virtual cycle continues. Number 5, this is what I call the GIF hack. GIF, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Is it GIF or GIF? I'm saying GIF, okay? The GIF DP hack. The GIF profile picture hack. All this really is, I learned this kind of just from observing other people's emails. I think it was Troy Erickson was the first one who I saw do this. I signed up for his email list, and I noticed when I opened Gmail, his email was literally like his fucking picture was literally flashing at me. It was flashing between like his face and his logo. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I had no idea you could actually do that. See for yourself right now, up here, okay? Which of these emails stands out to you the most? Not even a question, okay? It's the one that's fucking flashing right up in your face, okay? You can't help but ignore that. And, it's not just my hypothesis either that it increases open rates. I've heard from Troy, I've heard from other people that do this, and it is proven to actually increase open rates, as you'd expect, okay? Because it's kind of, drawing a fair amount of attention to itself. So all you gotta do for this one, it's pretty simple, to be honest. Just jump into G Suite, jump into Gravatar, whatever you use, and just change your picture to a GIF, okay? And then you can start doing this too. It might take a day or two to propagate, and then you'll be good to go from there. It's something I should probably do as well. I've been meaning to do that for a while. There we have it. 5 ways to beat Apple at their own game. Make sure you come out on top. 2 to 3 months from now, I firmly believe that a lot of business owners are going to be struggling with this iOS 15 thing. They're going to be hitting promotions. They're going to be hitting spam. They're going to have no idea why. They don't have any clue about any of this deliverability stuff we talked about today. Okay, they don't know how this email update thing affects them. They continue living their normal lives thinking everything's okay until the Gmail smackdown kicks them in the ass and they're hitting spam, okay? And you're gonna come in riding on your white horse, save the day, charge them through the nose, and really just sort of kick them while they're down to solve their problem. But really, to be honest, it is gonna be a big pain point for them, which will give you a lot more leverage to essentially, sign you as a copywriter and work with them as a client. So that'll be it from me today. Frankly, if I stick around for another minute, I am gonna die of sweat. It is really fucking hot in here, and I need to go sleep because it's like midnight. I'm sitting here filming YouTube videos for you, for free. So if you appreciate that, if you appreciate the love, the wisdom, and the research that went into this video, you know exactly where to find the like and subscribe buttons. My name is Sean Ferres. I am still the client acquisition coach for copywriters. You are a handsome, badass motherfucker who's about to be crushing it for clients as a certified email. Damn it, I nailed that nearly. As a certified iOS 15 email copywriter, I will see your handsome self in the next video. Cheers. See.